Witajcie serdecznie, pozdrawiam wszystkich moich widzów. Teraz trzecia część dokumentu Ciężarówka śmierci. W tej części śledczy odpowiedzą na dwa bardzo istotne pytania. Pierwsze pytanie dotyczy, w jaki sposób zginęli ci ludzie, ponieważ tu już wcześniej taka swego rodzaju jakby rozbieżność się pojawiała, ponieważ z jednej strony była to naczepa o właściwościach chłodniczych, a z drugiej strony ci ludzie zostali znalezieni prawie bez ubrania. No i tak jak już w pierwszej części było mówione, oni się udusili, więc nijak się to ma te dwie...
Em đi là trên đường đi là gần một năm mới tháng bên Pháp. Việt Nam sang Nga, sang Ukraine, rồi sang Đức một vài ngày giờ sang Pháp. Chúng là sang bên đấy thì chủ yếu sang là làm như người Việt. Bắt đầu đến tuổi trưởng thành thì sang làm nhà hàng rồi thì ăn đó rồi ngủ tại quán để đi xuất khẩu lao động để kiếm thêm thu nhập. Hai này là cải thiện đời sống trong này. Thì về có hỏi bố nói là bây giờ có cho con đi không? Thì bố cũng thống nhất nói để tao hỏi anh chị ra. Vay ngân hàng một ít rồi thì vay người thân. Có những người tức là bán bò bán trâu cho vay. Rồi thì vì em nó vẫn hứa là nếu con đi được á thì sau này con sẽ kiếm con trả cho. Con trả cho chứ không lo gì cả. Thế là họ vẫn mạnh dạn thế.
Suspecting this may not be the first time Hughes's fleet of lorries have been used to smuggle people, detective sees another of his trailers for forensic testing. What they discover blows the case open. A fingerprint belonging to another Vietnamese migrant who arrived in the UK sometime before the 39 died.
That for me was really, it was gold dust. The witness was extremely fearful and they would not give evidence without a high level of protection. And from that point, they became known as Witness X.
Despite fears for his safety, Witness X agrees to cooperate with police and gives them a full account of being smuggled in one of Ronan Hughes's lorries.
I believe that the people involved in bringing Vietnamese people into the UK are like the mafia. They are organized criminal. They are very dangerous. I fear if they know that I am providing the police information, that they will harm my family in Vietnam. In February 2019, I got a flight from Vietnam to Poland and then decided to move to France. I made contact with a man who could arrange travel into the UK. I was told that it would cost £13,000. He provided me with an address near to Paris that I should go to. And then some taxis arrived to take us on our journey. We drove for a few hours. We stopped at an area near to an industrial unit. We were all told to go and hide in the crop field. And then a large lorry stopped near to where we were hiding. The driver then helped all of us to get into the back of the lorry. I could feel the lorry start to move. There were no light in the back of the lorry. There was a bucket in the corner for going to the toilet. The journey across the channel took around 8 hours. Some of the people in the container go to sleep. I didn't. I stay awake the whole journey. It is around 9 or 10 a.m. when the door of the container opened and we see daylight for the first time.
X gave a voice to the victims that the rest of the evidence just couldn't give. Because we could never hear from the victims themselves. It would only have ever been speculation. His journey was exactly the same as the journey of the 39, except for one detail. X explains there were 15 people in the container that he travelled across in. Half the number of people. And crucially, X's account showed us that the drivers were fully aware that there were people in the trailer.
X's account also gives detectives a description of a drop-off point. A farm 8 miles from Purfleet docks. And when they check CCTV, they find something unexpected.
Amazingly, on the CCTV, we had a red lorry with a white trailer and a convoy of 4 cars, including Nika and Ronan Hughes in their own cars as well, making a little convoy past to the drop-off point where people being brought into the country were being taken out the back of the lorry and put into different cars, and then them driving out in a convoy on the way out as well. Just priceless.
Tracking other journeys the lorry made, detectives are led to a local hotel, where they find the evidence they've been waiting for. All 3 suspects together in one place.
Robinson and Ronan Hughes were there already, having a drink. It was about midnight or 1 in the morning. And then Nika turns up and he's carrying a black holdall. He then is greeted by Hughes and they then go upstairs. And they go to Hughes's room and they're out of view for quite a few minutes, I think about 14 minutes, I think. And then they come back out again. That bag looked a little more empty than it did when it went in. I suspect there was money inside that bag.
It's the final piece of the puzzle. It means the team now has evidence tracking people and money from Vietnam through mainland Europe and into the UK. With each person paying £13,000, the operation was netting nearly £500,000 for the gang.
First charge is manslaughter on the 23rd of October 2019 at Grays in the county of Essex. Second charge is manslaughter.
Maurice Robinson is charged with 39 separate counts of manslaughter. And there's now enough evidence to charge the other 3 suspects. Eamon Harrison and Ronan Hughes are extradited from the Republic of Ireland. And Georgie Nika is caught at Frankfurt Airport.
Nika was a big part of this crime group. I'm quite certain that he thought he was somewhat untouchable. And we proved him wrong.
Despite charging their suspects, detectives still have one unanswered question. Exactly where on the journey did the victims die? Answering that will determine whether the trial takes place in a British or European court.
We knew there was a refrigerated trailer. There was a data recorder fitted to the side of that lorry that took temperature readings. The data showed that after the victims boarded that trailer from Bien, after they were locked in by Harrison, the temperature slowly began to rise. We know that when the lorry set off from the pickup point heading towards Zeebrugge, the temperature was 12 degrees. By 11:30, the temperature had gone up to 21 degrees. At 1:05, Harrison pulls into a petrol station in Zeebrugge. At that point, the victims outside are sitting in a trailer which is now 25.2 degrees. By the time he's reversing the trailer into the parking bay at Zeebrugge port, the temperature is 27 degrees. At 3:36, the ship leaves Zeebrugge port, 36 minutes behind schedule. At 6:25, the trailer temperature has risen to almost 35 degrees. At 8:02, the last message was recorded on the victim's phone.
There were some recordings that were found on one of the devices whereby one of the victims had decided to use his phone to record himself using the video camera on his phone to record his message to his family. Because we could confirm the time that recording was made, we were able to confirm that he, and it was quite evident from the noise in the background, that there were still at least some other people alive at that time.
The temperature reached its peak was 38.5 degrees. Between 9:42 and 9:52. And then the temperature slowly started to decrease, and the messages stopped, and the temperature dropped. One by one, they were dying.
With twice as many people loaded onto the lorry as usual, the oxygen was running out as the trailer crossed the channel. And all 39 died in British waters.
Cuộc gọi cuối cùng của anh là đêm 21. Chị gọi thằng anh nói chị gọi không được, là chị nghĩ anh đi thôi. Sáng 24 thì dậy là mẹ con là chuẩn bị đi học. Dắt xe ra rồi các con mặc quần áo thì chuẩn bị đi học rồi đó. Xong là chị bấm điện thoại, chị lướt một cái là chị thấy có người trong ngang tốc xa đại hỏi chết xe, là chị nghĩ có lẽ là anh bị trong cái chuyện xe nữa rồi.
Khi đó là họ điện về là cái người nói là em Lượng đi sang Anh rồi. Thế nhưng mà đi trong cái chuyển xe đi nữa là chứ không may xảy ra tai nạn, cho nên là mất cả rồi. Thì là tôi vắng chặn cái điện thoại đi, coi là mất luôn, mất cả luôn.
tin nhắn nhưng của con lên nó thì có trong máy mà lâu rồi chứ bà không dám nhìn từ khi đầu đến chứ bà không dám nhìn chỉ bố với em nhìn chứ bà nói dám nhìn mà không dám nhìn ảnh em một lần một cả chỉ có
Four men have gone on trial at the Old Bailey in connection with the deaths of 39 Vietnamese migrants who were found in a lorry trailer in Essex last year.
There was a massive expectation when we were coming towards the trial. We couldn't fail the victims, we couldn't fail the families who were waiting for their justice. The promise that we gave at the beginning was that we would get justice.
After an 11-week trial, the jury retires to consider its verdict. The deliberation takes a whole week. When they return, they find the 4 suspects guilty of all 39 counts of manslaughter. Maurice Robinson is sentenced to 13 years. Eamon Harrison gets 18 years. And as ringleaders, Ronan Hughes receives 20 years and Georgie Nika 27 years.
Good afternoon. Every man, woman and child that died in that trailer was following the false promise of a better life abroad. They put their trust in people who promised to deliver them safely to our shores, and of course we now know that that trust was betrayed. This has been such a journey, physically and emotionally. I had some periods of time where I found myself in a real dark place. My time's done now, I think, on this type of inquiry. I took the decision that this would be my last investigation, homicide investigation.
Hiện tại dư làm ngân hàng được 550 triệu. Mình sống qua ngày rồi tôi chứ mà này ước mơ hoặc nhìn vòng làm cái gì đó mình không làm được nữa. Thì giờ thì làm được ngay mỗi mình mà có chặt chịu thì cũng trả được đông bậc lại thôi, thì sau nhờ con cái hơn.
Anh hay đòi bố anh, cái thằng này sao anh cứ đòi bố về với con, bố về để còng con muốn bố còng đi nhời. Nhiều lúc là muốn buông xuôi, nhưng mà nghĩ đến các con chứ không có bố nữa, mà chứ không có mẹ nữa thì cũng không được. Mẹ phải cố gắng.
I myślę, dla mnie najsmutniejszą, taką najbardziej tragiczną kwestią, jeśli chodzi o tą sprawę, jest sytuacja, kiedy ci ludzie w liczbie 39 siedzieli w tej naczepie i z biegiem godzin, z biegiem każdej minuty, godzin, no widać było, że ta temperatura w tej naczepie się podnosi. i że oni po prostu tak umarli w milczeniu, że oni już był ten moment, kiedy wiedzieli, że już umierają i że nie podjęli próby uratowania siebie, nie podjęli próby wyważenia drzwi, naczepy, wezwania o pomoc. To jest dla mnie bardzo, bardzo tragiczne, że aż tak bardzo zaufali ludziom, którzy tak naprawdę widzieli w nich zysk, którzy nie mieli żadnych skrupułów, żeby od biednych ludzi tyle pieniędzy brać. I to, myślę, jest według mnie najbardziej tragiczne, bo i tak te rodziny zostały z tym długiem, nikt im tym pieniędzy nie oddał. Ci ludzie co prawda by już nie mogli pewnie na terytorium Anglii po odkryciu ich, gdyby ich odkryli, gdyby zawołali o pomoc, spróbowali wyważyć drzwi, to pewnie już by mieli zakaz wstępu, ale by ocaleli własne życie. I myślę, że ich rodziny byłyby bardzo szczęśliwe, że już nawet nie te pieniądze, tylko to, żeby mieli tych swoich bliskich z powrotem przy sobie. Także podzielcie się swoimi spostrzeżeniami, przemyśleniami, mile widziane pomysły na nowe odcinki. Ja zapowiem, że planuję właśnie Teda Bundy'ego wywiad omówić oraz także będzie o sprawie Turpinów, ale wszelkie pomysły mile widziane. Bardzo serdecznie Wam za nie dziękuję. Pozdrawiam Was serdecznie i do zobaczenia.